A very good morning to all of you. We are going to continue with the chapter Transport of Food and Minerals in Plants. We have already come to the end of this chapter, and in the previous class we have studied about the process of translocation. We have also studied about micronutrients and macronutrients. Little bit of recap we are going to do from the previous class, and then we will continue with the importance of minerals inside the plant body. So, once again, with the help of a live sample, let us have the idea. I have collected a plant, as you can see here. This is a freshly collected plant and I have uprooted that. So the part which is present under the ground, this portion is forming the root system, and the part which is present above the ground, this portion is forming the shoot system. In case of translocation of food substances, you can understand the leaves, they are undergoing with the process of photosynthesis. The food will need to get transferred to different parts of the plant, either to the growing tips or towards the root system, where they need to get stored inside the body. Now, when water is getting absorbed inside the plant body, we find that minerals are also getting absorbed along with that. In this chapter, we have studied about the process, how water is getting absorbed, how minerals are getting absorbed. We are not entering in the details of that. As we have studied that minerals, they are of immense importance inside the plant body. We find that for the synthesis of different chemicals, for the synthesis of different complexes inside the plant body, or to carry out their metabolic activities, these minerals are very important. So, based on their requirement, we are categorizing them into two types: micronutrients and macronutrients. The nutrients which are required in very large amount, for example 0.2 to 0.4% of their dry weight, that forms the macronutrient. Whereas micronutrients, we find that they are required comparatively in very small amount. That is why they are termed as trace amount, and we find 0.1 to 0.02%. This is the range. If those amount are they are present, then we find that they are very important for the plant body, and the plants, they are undergoing with different types of functions, physiological functions, which they need to carry out. Now see here, importance of minerals in plants. How these minerals are very important for the plant body. The minerals are necessary for plants due to the following reasons. What are those? Growth and development. About 17 minerals are essential for growth and development of plants. Formation of the plant body. For the formation of the plant body, so many types of molecules need to be synthesized, and there also we find that it is very important that particular minerals are present. Several minerals are constituents of protoplasm and the cell wall of a plant. We find that maintenance of cell shape. The minerals found in the cell sap are necessary for absorption of water and maintenance of cell turgidity and the cell shape. So that particularly for that purpose also, we find minerals are very important for them. VIII Transport, boron and potassium help in translocation of food through phloem. So these are the basic four areas where we find that mineral nutrients are important for the plant. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium are the primary nutrients required by plants. For example, nitrogen is essential for plant growth and is a part of every living cell. Every living cell, they are having the component nitrogen inside them. It is also necessary for synthesis of chlorophyll. Can you think that plant without chlorophyll, will they be able to survive? No. Why only plant? Even other organisms, they also cannot survive without chlorophyll. I mean to say, without the process of photosynthesis, we are not going to get food. Phosphorus is also essential for growth. Potassium is also necessary for photosynthesis and protein synthesis. Because after the process of photosynthesis, there are many other chemical steps which are going on inside the plant body, and there we find that other minerals, they are playing an important role. Sulfur is a part of every living cell and is also required for protein formation. Boron is essential for rapid growth and cell wall formation. They have given few examples here, and they have also mentioned that how they are important, in which specific way they are important to the plant body. Coming to the next part here, they have given a table with some deficiency diseases and their symptoms. Like the first one, nitrogen, red leaf of cotton. Plant shows poor growth and wilting. Leaves at lower level turns yellow due to lack of respiration. Leaf margin turns yellow and later shows red pigmentation on the whole leaf. Reddening progresses to the stem and leaves, shedding of leaves and bolls occur. I have collected a similar plant where you can understand the same problem that have come up, which is showing very poor growth. You can see here in case of this plant. Can you understand? The leaves are getting yellowish. The chlorophyll pigment is lost. And you can understand this is a small twig. Most of the leaves, they have fallen. Very few leaves are present towards the top of the plant, and as you can see here, particularly in case of this leaf, we find that in few places chlorophyll pigment is present, but in other major places chlorophyll pigment is not there. So automatically we find that there is less amount of chlorophyll and the photosynthesis rate will be very less comparatively. Let us study the other part. Like in case of phosphorus deficiency, what we find? In case of dwarf cotton, plant shows poor and stunted growth. Leaf turns into bluish green or purple color. A plant with stunted growth, let us have a specimen related to that even. As you can see here, in case of this plant, which is showing a stunted growth. Why I am saying this? You can understand the tip of the plant is not having proper growth. The leaves have become malformed and they're showing a sort of crippled growth. Even this another side also, the tip, they are showing that the leaves have become so smaller. So the overall growth of this plant is not good. Obviously because of certain mineral deficiencies. In case of zinc, chlorosis, photosynthesis is affected. Leaves turn yellow. Leaves may become dwarf. So what we find in case of chlorosis, we find that leaves are turning yellowish. Here one more example I would like to show you. In case of this plant, you find here that there are some spots appearing on the leaves if you observe minutely, and they have turned yellowish in nature. So obviously the portion which have become yellowish in nature and they are getting spotted, that particular area, the photosynthesis cannot take place properly, and that will be affecting the overall growth of the plant. In case of potassium, curling of the leaf tips may curl. The leaves turn brown with yellow spots between leaf veins. In case of getting deformed type of plant, you get an example here. As you can see, the leaves have got deformed sort of structure. Here what we find, the leaf particularly, they are not present in a proper manner. As you see in this case, you find that some sort of crippled appearance you get to see. They are getting curled, they are getting folded. So obviously if the leaf lamina is not present properly, the rate of photosynthesis will be affecting to a larger extent. So this is how we find that different mineral deficiencies, they are creating different major problems in the plant body. In case of iron, lime-induced chlorosis, we find leaves turn yellow or brown in the margin. Young leaves may show bleaching. The plant produce poor quality fruit. In case of the last one, turning of leaf into yellowish coloration, that I have already shown. Once again, I am showing you the same example here. The leaf margin is also becoming a sort of bleached appearances. The leaves are turning yellowish with spots at different places where the pigment chlorophyll has lost. This is an example that I have shown here, and obviously if the rate of photosynthesis is getting affected, the product which we are going to get from those plants will be affecting. The fruits will not be of proper shape. In case of cotton, the bolls will be not of proper size, or whichever part which is economical for us, we find that that particular region is getting affected in one way or the other. So far in this chapter, we have studied about the different minerals and the importance of different minerals. If they are not present in a proper amount, what type of problems can come up. So far, we have studied the overall chapter of our unit test portion. We are going to start with the exercise from our next class along with explanation of the answer. So if you are getting from these portion that I have taught today and of the whole chapter, wherever you are facing any problem, please do ask. And till then, bye bye.